Resident Evil 7 Biohazard has just been released, and while you're watching this, I'm more than likely fighting my way through swarms of hideously mutated creatures. A standard day in the office, really. But before we start covering the new game, I thought we'd take a step back and take a look at some of the best Easter eggs from previous Resident Evil games. So here are 5 of the best Resident Evil Easter eggs. Resident Evil 6 wasn't exactly a standout title in the Resident Evil series, but it does have a couple of interesting Easter eggs for us to take a look at. In the Urban Chaos map in Mercenaries mode, you can find an arcade. Inside this arcade will be a number of arcade cabinets, each featuring a famous Capcom property. There are cabinets for Darkstalkers, Ghosts and Goblins, and even a couple showing the Capcom logo. There are loads more, so if you want to see them all, check it out for yourself. Resident Evil 4 has some really memorable moments, one of which is the first boss you'll ever encounter in the game. Lago is a giant mutated salamander that lives in a lake just outside the Spanish village. It's quite a tough fight, with Leon having to harpoon the beast from a rickety old rowing boat, but if you actually make it to the fight, count yourself lucky. It could have gone very differently. Instead of boarding the boat, just head to the end of the pier and fire off a few shots into the water. What's the worst that could happen? Resident Evil 4 and 5 were the first games to stray away from the fixed camera perspectives of the originals. An over-the-shoulder perspective is something that we're all very much used to nowadays, but many fans of the early Resident Evil games weren't too fond of the camera change. Well, Resident Evil 5 has an Easter egg just for those people. In the first story-based DLC for the game, Lost in Nightmares, once you enter the mansion, turn around and interact with the door 3 times. Once you've done this, the game's camera will change to the classic fixed perspective, and you can then carry on playing the rest of the game in this way. Back to Resident Evil 6, in the 3rd chapter of Chris and Piers' campaign, before you make it to the gate of the main city, you'll pass a playground. What you might not have realised is you can actually interact with it, and it's just as ridiculous as that sounds. Finally, let's head right back to Resident Evil 2. This is a classic Easter egg and one which would be very hard to find without a guide. So just about an hour or so into the game, after you meet Ben in one of the holding cells, you'll be given a crowbar to open a manhole cover. After you've opened it, if you then ignore it and head through the winding corridors to the outside alleyway, you'll be attacked by 2 dogs. Once you've dealt with them, continue down the alley all the way to the end where the next manhole cover is. If you turn around here and fire your shotgun towards the screen, you'll be able to put bullet holes in the camera lens. I would like to stress that if you do this and damage your screen at home, it's nothing to do with me. So there you have it guys, that was a look at 5 of the best Easter eggs from the Resident Evil series of games. A quick thank you to anyone's footage that I featured in this video, links to their channel are in the description below. Anyway, that's it from me today guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did then please be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe, as well as follow me on Twitter. I've been TheRoyalGorilla, over and out.
His name is Luke and he's more than your average gamer. No ordinary let's player, know about Easter eggs much better. Da 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 da. His name is Luke aka TheRoyalGorilla, even bigger than the giant Godzilla. Follow him in every game he goes. Da da.